Everybody, thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Lee Woodyear, and I'm from the Office of Rule of Law and Security Institutions, and I'm here today with the Disarmament, Demobilization, and Reintegration Service of the Department of Peace Operations. And I'm going to allow my colleague Thomas Kontogeorgos to introduce himself and then introduce our other guests. We're going to give a brief overview, and then we will be welcome all of your questions. Thank you so much. Thomas, over to you.
Thank you, Lee. Pleasure indeed to be with you here and to have also our colleagues together, which I'm going to come later on. My name is Thomas Kontogeorgos. As Lee mentioned, I'm the head of the Disarmament, Demobilization, Reintegration section. I've been heading the section for the last 8.5 years. Prior to that, I served in different missions around the world: Haiti, Lebanon, which is a neighbor to the countries that we're going to discuss today and closely linked to that. Also in the Balkans, and prior to that as well I was in Latin America and Africa and Southeastern Asia with numerous international NGOs. About the section, few words. The Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration section works to support ex-combatants on their transition and transformation journeys. Basically, what we do as a team is to support a combatant from that role to come back to civilian life. Through our work, we help combatants leave their armed groups, hand over their weapons, and return back to some kind of normality, back to a civilian role. This, however, is part of the broader process, and it's very much linked with what we call political security and development processes that altogether come in support of one great effort, and that's security and stability. We believe that our work is crucial to address the root causes of conflict and violence in different parts of the world. So currently we're working in more than 20 different contexts with a varied degree of involvement. Combatants for Peace, thank you again for being with us, is a joint Israeli-Palestinian grassroots movement founded by Israeli and Palestinian soldiers and fighters who have begun their secret meetings around 2006. So the group initially probably was meeting behind the lights of media, behind any publicity, to see where this journey will take them. They have done their transformation from combatants to peace builders themselves without any external support, and I think it's important to underline that this is a truly grassroots movement. Since the inception of the organization, it has grown beyond the original idea of group of former combatants. So now, within the movement, there are a number of participants that they have not served as a combatant or soldier role. However, they believe in what has always been the original idea of the group. And that original idea is that former fighters and enemies can work together and become the best kind of peace builders. So this is a story that I believe they would like to share today. This is the story that the movement would like to share today with us. Just to highlight that Combatants for Peace, they have been nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes throughout the years. So that by itself, I think, speaks a lot to the work of the group and how the work has been recognized by a number of different institutions around the world. I'm delighted that Mai Shahin, and Iris Gur from Combatants for Peace are here with us today. They will share their personal stories with us, after which you will be welcome to ask them questions. Let me also inform you about a follow-up event we have with Combatants for Peace. They have kindly agreed to provide a screening on their latest product. So the newest documentary will be screened at International Peace Institute, followed by a panel discussion. This is going to take place on January, this Thursday, 30th, between 1600 and 1800. So you're all most welcome, and I'm sure that the discussion today will continue also after the screening of the movie. I'm not sure who would like to go first, Mai or Iris? May.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with you today. My name is Mai Shahin. I'm a Palestinian from East Jerusalem. I am a peace activist, a therapist, and a mother, and hopefully a change maker in our now history. To speak to you of liberation is to demand freedom, dignity, and equality for all who lives on this land, Palestinians and Israelis alike. As a Palestinian and Israeli activist with binational Palestine-Israeli movement, Combatants for Peace, we stand together against all sorts of oppression, the occupation, apartheid laws, and cycles of violence that rob us from our humanity. True liberation is not about reversing roles, but dismantling all systems domination so that no one rules over another. Liberation must be built on equal partnership, and this is why we are here with you today, to speak about real and true partnership together with organizations such as Combatants for Peace, which we are not only also the only one there back home. We are many and not a minority of those that are actually working toward a freedom and liberation and justice for both people. We are working on dismantling oppression, a systematic oppression that is not only downing on the Palestinians, as you see through the genocide and what is happening now in the West Bank, but also the effect on the Israeli nation, on the effect of the Israeli youth and its children, on the effect of also safety, on the effect of the way that it responds back to each and every one of us in a trauma. As an activist of 13 years, an ex-combatant who chose violence for many, many years, the moment I heard about nonviolent resistance through Sliman al-Khatib, one of the co-founders of Combatants for Peace, learning through their stories of choosing violence, stab attacks, and then listening to their wisdom of 15 years whilst being in jail paying the price, has opened my eyes, not only to the reality of my own choices of violence, but also to the reality of the Jewish nation, to the narrative also for the Israelis and where they come from and the Holocaust, and the effect and the trauma response. 13 years ago, I came to meet Israelis. All the times before, I only met them in the forms of military, on its checkpoints, with weapons, in investigations, in jail. We have never met as humans. We were never allowed the chance to meet as humans. The international community has also not supported us meeting on a human grounds to talk and to have a real true dialogue that will build a free land for everybody, just like it is here in Europe, here in America and in Europe, where Jewish, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists are living together. We are here with you today to tell you that we are willing and we are standing up for a true partnership to move and direct a non-violent movement within Palestine, Israel, and to create a different reality. We are here to tell you that the ceasefire is not yet a ceasefire. Gaza is still being bombed. It only moved also to the West Bank. We are here to tell you that we are on the ground, that we have been moving for more than 20 years, that we are steadfast as women activists, as men activists, Palestinians and Israelis, to create a different reality that will start today. It is not a dream what we are talking about. We have seen lots of movements coming together back home in Israel, Palestine. We are again not a minority. together within this partnership of the international community taking responsibility on ending the apartheid system, the occupation, and all sorts of oppression. Together with our movements and all the other movements, we are able to actually bring it to be the reality of our children today. What has been happening in Gaza, what has been happening in the West Bank cannot continue. We are doing our best there through the movement and our protective presence against the settlers' violation and violence. But without the international community, without your support, without you standing also behind us, in the front of us, beside us, and proclaiming our right to live in a just land for both Palestinians and Israelis, then we will continue to see what's happening, continue just happening. We have a chance of history now where we come to you. We are telling you, our nation wants peace. Our nation wants a justice, political solutions. Our nation and us as activists are here to partnership with you in order to make it a reality. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak here. It's an honor and it's a duty to speak here with you all and to share with you my story. My name is Iris Gur. I'm an educator, a former school principal, a mother. I live in Israel, Palestine. By saying that, I want to bring the future to the present. There is one land, and the name is Palestina, Palestine. And we all share the same land. We are all connected with historical connections, with family connections, religious connections. We are all connected to the same land. So while I'm saying I live in Israel, Palestine, I mean we have one land that we need to learn how to live together with two nations. When I was born, I got two names. One name is Iris, the other name is Hadassah, a memory for an aunt that was murdered in the Holocaust. Yesterday was the International Memorial Day for the Holocaust. I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed every day. How is it that we, the Israelis, the Jewish, became from the victims to the killer? And this is what is going on in our region every day. I joined Combatants for Peace a few years ago. Before that, I didn't know much about occupation. I didn't meet any Palestinian people. In 2017, my daughter decided to not to go to the army. She was sent to prison. Her act made me act. I went to ask questions. I started to ask questions. I went to tours with Breaking the Silence, with Iramim, with Combatants for Peace, Women Wage Peace. For the first time in my life, I saw what is going on over there, 16 kilometers east from my hometown. For the first time in my life, I met Palestinian women. You can live your whole life in Israel without meeting any Palestinian. For the first time in my life, I understood what is it reality of life under occupation. It's hell. I saw the darkness. I saw the evil. In my name. I couldn't go back to be silent anymore. When I was a child, I learned to say, never again. Why the world was silent during the Holocaust. So now it's my turn. I won't be silent anymore. And when we say no more again, it's not only for Jewish people. It's for everyone. Between the river and the sea, between the Jordan Valley and the Mediterranean, we are 14 million people. 7 million Palestinians, 7 million Israelis, Jewish. We are not going anywhere. We need to live together, and we deserve to live together. We deserve to have normal life. Our children deserve normal life. And I must say that I think it's very simple. I joined Combatants for Peace because it's a binational movement. I see it like two states, like two offices, two government. It's possible. Everyone deserves to have freedom and safe life. Everyone. Jewish, Muslims, Christians. But we cannot do it alone. We need your help. You can do it. You can send money to Israel. You can send weapons to Israel. You can do it. We know how to live together. But the world should speak out loud and clear. Enough with the war. Enough with the occupation. Enough with the violence. Enough. I have a dream that one day I will get up in the morning and I will call Mai and call her, Mai, would you come for a coffee? Would you come to the sea? And she will just say yes and get into the car and drive to Tel Aviv. No checkpoints, no walls, no borders, no need of permits, just regular life with a coffee, sea, sun, and freedom for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you all three. Are there any questions from anyone? Yes.
Thank you very much for this briefing.
And please identify yourself, if you will.
Thank you. Yvonne Murray, RTE News, Ireland's national broadcaster, and on behalf of the United Nations Correspondents Association as well, thank you very much for being here today. I have a couple of questions. I think I heard you say that the international community has not provided the conditions for you to come together, that the international community was somehow standing in your way. Can you expand on that? What exactly do you mean by it? And also for both the briefers today, Donald Trump, the newly elected president of the United States, has suggested twice now that the people of Gaza could be relocated to Egypt and Jordan. Can you please outline your reaction to those comments? Thank you.
As we see since the start of the Nakba, the start of the occupation, the way the international community, also here in America, has supported Israel through more and more of building of settlements all around the West Bank, the separation wall, and the checkpoints are extremes. Most of the weapon that Israel is now having is coming from the internationals. It's coming from America and from countries in Europe. There was never a conversation of where we were allowed to come both as Israelis, as Palestinians, and speak and be seen as also in politics and politics makers and change makers. This is the first time after Rabin that we are given again the chance to speak about peace and liberation for all. And this is the first time we are also daring to say there can only be one land for both people, for both nations. What has been happening since the 7th of October, the 6th of October, I must say, condemning the 6th and the 7th and the 8th of October, is also because the voices within the land were not heard. The voices of Gaza and all their freedom march for many, many, many years were not heard by the international community, and nothing was taken. No real political actions was taken to stop the oppression system, to stop the building of the separation wall, to stop the building of occupation. Just in the past 3 months, more than 150 yellow gates were put all around the West Bank, the separation and displacements of Palestinians. As you said, now Trump is saying, let's move them. We as Palestinians, we also still call for our right of return. We do not have an American dream, nor do we have a European dream, nor do we have an Egyptian dream, nor do we have a Jordanian dream. We are here to tell you, we both Palestinians and Jewish Israelis have one dream, that is Palestine. To live together in justice and freedom for everyone to be home, for everyone to be home, back in Palestine, Israel. And yes, the international community needs to stand up on naming us and not separation. To name two nations all the time. From the river to the sea, everyone shall be free. And freedom is not even two-state solution. It's one-state solution for all of us, because we are as capable as every other country in the world. We are as a human. Do not dehumanize us. Do not lose faith in our humanity, that we can do it and we will do it. We need you to stand behind us and to shift with us the politics and to speak of this and normalizing a one land for two nations. Thank you.
Of course, I agree with everything that May said, but I want to add something. I think maybe Trump listened to the wrong person. Maybe I can talk with him. Yeah. We need a political agreement that will be for the whole area. It's not only Gaza. It's Lebanon and Syria and Egypt and the West Bank, the Palestine, everyone It's not only Gaza. So it will be better that the one with the power, the one that control both sides, the Israelis, the leaders of the Israeli side and the leaders of the Palestinian side, will sit together and find out a political solution for now and ever. Because we had enough. We really had enough. And while we are speaking now, and people are saying, yeah, there is a ceasefire, and people are coming back to their homes in Gaza, in the north of Gaza, sorry, it's not true. There is no ceasefire. The West Bank is burning now. I am part of a group which is called Jordan Valley Activist. And my WhatsApp group is all the day is coming up with stories about settlers beating people, about the army arresting, demolishing. One of our friends from Nablus told us this morning, he wrote in our group that he was dismissed from his house with his family, and the army took his house for an army base, maybe for a week, maybe for more, we'll see. This is daily life. We are talking about life of people, of children. 2 days ago, a child, a little child, was shot, got killed by mistake. It's daily life in the West Bank and in Gaza. And we really had enough. And there is a problem. There is a solution, sorry. There is a solution. The only solution is a political agreement. This is the only solution. So many victims. So many people died, lost their homes. Orphans, both sides. Both sides. We still have the hostages. The Israeli hostages. There is the Palestinian hostages in the prison, in Israel prison. And no one is safe. We will be safe, all of us, if we will have a political agreement, stable political agreement for the whole area.
Would you like to say closing remarks? Thomas?
Thank you. Thank you again for having us here today. Our wishes and our hopes is for you to see again our partnership with you in bringing a different reality for the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank, but also for Israelis, to end the oppression system, to end the occupation, to end the settlers' violence, to stop what is happening now by a political agreement. And we thank you again. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you all for your time, and thank you all for coming and being with us here today.